Mm. Holy shit. April. We're still alive.
Yeah.
The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Hello, all you beautiful people. Are you celebrating being alive with us tonight? Woo! In case you didn't know, there was a doomsday prediction that said within 5 years, we were all going to be dead. And today is the 5th year. So we celebrate the fact that science has once again gotten it wrong. Woo!
So wait, what was supposed to happen? Were we supposed to like get hit by a meteor or something?
Right. It was the whole global thing that we were, and the fossil fuels and everything that was supposed to destroy our entire way.
How
of
dare
life.
you?
Yes.
That little jerk off.
Yes, it was. Yes, of course. So
very cool.
She and all her, scientists and everything. So welcome everybody. It's nice to see everybody joining us tonight. We're going to ask you guys some questions and want your input on quite a few things. So please be part of our show tonight. And we welcome back Ray, my lovely co-host, who was off getting
laid
balls deep last week.
Balls deep. You ever heard that song before?
No, I haven't. So
what?
He was prioritizing his life.
You've never heard the Balls Deep song?
No, I don't think I have.
All right, I have to play this. It's called Balls Deep in Love. It's going to be really short. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, and Alex is asking if we're going to be live on the week of 4th of July. Are we? I don't know. I didn't plan on not being live. Why wouldn't we?
I don't know why not.
Sure. Yep.
But this is a song from a show called The Cleveland Show. And we'll start off with a little positivity.
All right.
Before we even say hi to everybody.
And thank you, Allie.
Check this out.
Who is she? It's a she, right? Because if it's a he, I'm sending you to one of those camps.
She's a new girl at school, and I'm super excited.
Here we go.
You see, Dad? It's not just superficial.
Oh, yeah.
I'm deep in love.
How deep?
You know how when I go in the ball pit at Cheesy Charlie's,
start this
and
off
I sink
real
all
nice.
the way down to the bottom, and you can't find me?
Oh, yeah.
That deep?
That's right, Dad. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep in love.
I've not heard the song.
Balls deep. I'm talking about balls.
I just wanted to start off with little Balls Deep in Love. You know that, right? All right, we can go. I don't want to get struck. So anyway, yes, I was balls deep in my wife last week for our 2 year. I mean, we've been together for over 10 years, but it's our 2-year official wedding anniversary. So it was pretty nice, man. Went out to a nice dinner and everything. And then, we came back, had some wine, and then we consummated the day. So
you have to constantly consummate the marriage. It is very important.
Yeah, man.
Somebody's asking. There you go.
What does it say there?
I look forward to shooting you during the zombie apocalypse.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there you go.
Very cool.
Because it's not true.
It's not.
Well, actually, it is true.
I was telling you off air that I have a little bit of if I don't seem like myself, I have a little bit of like a sinus infection. So it's hard to swallow. There's like a tiger behind you or something like that. What is that? Lion?
For me?
Who's that?
Oh, this is there he is.
There he is. God
There's
damn,
Max.
handsome.
You want to talk?
He's so handsome.
He is handsome.
What's up, Max?
He's my baby.
What's going on?
One of my babies.
So do you want to say hi?
On my side.
Let's say hi to whoever the hell is in the chat.
Hi, War Demon. What's up? Nice to see you joining us this week. Cool, awesome dude.
I'll bring him up. I'll bring him up on the screen.
Yeah. Gam Woofers, Allie, Bigwig, AB Twitch, Alex, Red Sunny, Winona, Speedway. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Mucho appreciato. That is not a word, but we make up our own shit here.
We got AB Twitch, who's also here. You said Red Sunny, right? Ali RX.
Yeah.
Ali RX. Who else is here? Let me see.
People either love the blonde or they hated it. There was like no in between. So
here's your homegirl right here.
That is my homegirl. That's my cousin.
That's your cousin?
That's my cousin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Through marriage.
Doesn't matter. Still your cousin.
Right.
Still family. I didn't know it was your cousin.
Yep.
How did I not know that?
It was like a weird thing. We found that out. We're friends first, and then we kind of traced the stepmoms and the moms.
Oh my God. Same shit happened to me. I have
really?
my buddy. Yeah, I have a friend I grew up with. He actually is like incredibly handsome. Like it's a shame how handsome the guy was because he turned to a fat potato now. But anyway, it's Carlos, my cousin. His last name is Jusino,
Hmm.
which is my grandfather's name on my
Hmm.
mother's side. And one day we just started going down a family tree, and then he hit up and then he came like this is like we were already adults already.
Hmm.
And my mother's like, wait a second. She goes, you don't know that this is my sister's blah, blah, blah. And we're like, and we're first cousins. Not through
That's
marriage. We are
wicked.
first cousins. Blood.
Oh, that is wicked. It's always nice to know you have more family, though, right?
I got too much family, man.
So today we're going to touch on. You guys asked for a couple things. You asked for some topics. Toxic masculinity was one of them. So we were going to touch on that. I was going to bring up something about ADHD and a way to help with dealing with ADHD. We might touch on some time stuff because somebody was nice enough to send me a really cool video about, I hope I'm saying this right, the Coaster of Mirrors.
Is the Coaster of Mirrors. I watched an episode of the Y Files.
Yes, the Y Files.
That's I sent that to you.
No, actually, somebody else sent it to me, but you might have also sent it to me.
Yeah. I sent that to you a long time ago.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I love that channel on YouTube.
Bro, I told you that. And don't you love Hecklefish?
Yes.
Hecklefish.
Yes.
You have to see what I'm talking about.
I love that Hecklefish is wearing a tinfoil hat.
He's so cute.
Is he?
Speaking of tinfoil hat, I have to unfortunately tell you that we were going to have a guest, but he can't make it. It's Billy Ray Valentine. He was going to come in, but he can't show up. Something about they're doing this thing where his butthole had been stretched out, and they're kind of going to make it normal size again. It's
all right.
He was hanging out with what? He was hanging out with Colin. They were riding a bike without seats.
You got to do what you got to do. Get that butthole back in shape, Billy.
Yeah, brother.
We miss you.
Yeah, do some Kegels. Can you do butthole Kegels? Is that
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me try that right now.
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm doing it now too.
Everybody join in. Everybody do
your butthole Kegels. You like my peaceful background?
I do.
Peaceful.
I do.
Yeah,
and that is what else we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how important it is, because Ray experiences firsthand, to detox from the internet and from the news. So, and how to do that if you are, working online and self-employed. So we're going to take your suggestions with that as well, because, the experts aren't always experts. So if you guys have experience with this firsthand, or any of it, we want to hear what you have to say. So
word. And also I wanted to bring up real quick.
You have a good news story, right?
What's that?
You have a good news story too.
But I also want to talk about, when we talk about decompressing and shutting down, how not to do it. Like, some people, they shut down and they just disappear and their friends get worried about them. So I wanted to talk about that too. But yeah, I have this awesome story of this kid from Texas Roadhouse. He's an employee. I'm not going to tell you what he did. I'm not going to tell you what the outcome was, but it's a feel-good story. So we got that too.
Okay. So, all right. So first thing I wanted to touch on was a lot of people who deal with ADHD or ADD, which is a lot of us now, because our attention span is basically the biggest commodity out there, and it's been hijacked and kind of trained for quick cuts and only to be able to handle so much. I know a lot of people are not able to watch a full movie or read a book anymore. So more and more of us are experiencing ADD to some form or fashion, and you can train your brain to go back to where it was. But there are things called doom piles. So these are piles of things around your house, your kitchen, your living room, that people with ADD and ADHD tend to have. So because we get distracted and you just pile it up and you pile it up and you pile it up. So you can always tell if somebody has ADD or ADHD if they have all these little piles of things. So doom is actually, it stands for something. It's called didn't organize, only moved.
What?
Didn't organize, only moved.
Okay, got it.
So when you're trying to move things out of the way to do your cooking, or to, companies coming over, you just put all your shit together and you shove it somewhere.
Shove it in the closet, like my wife.
Right. It's a doom pile. You didn't organize it. You only moved it. So
I do the same thing.
And once you get all that clutter, you start going you start getting overwhelmed, right? So here's a suggestion. You take 5 minutes, you set a timer, because when you set a timer and the pressure is on you, you take 5 minutes and you organize, pick a one doom pile, whether that is your laundry sitting on a chair or your paper somewhere or pile of magazines. Just organize one doom pile. And just if you can do that once a day, sweep it under the rug. If you can do that once a day, you start getting a little bit more organized.
Can the doom pile also, can that be work or people in your life?
Maybe.
Like, can you have a doom pile of work that you
Yes.
always put aside and you never? Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess it works for work too.
Yes.
What about people?
Yes. Chris is saying stuff it under your bed. No. That's just another doom pile. It's just out of view.
Yeah.
So
Where are you gonna hide?
My friend and I were laughing because we both had Christmas parties this year, and we both did the same thing. We took our piles of bullshit and we both stuck them in the laundry basket and shoved them in the closet, and they stayed there until like March or April.
What?
And welcome everybody showing up late. So the artist returns and Chuck and Jay Hall and who am I missing there? I'm Gim. Like, thank you for coming and joining us tonight.
Yes, welcome.
So some of you guys asked to talk about toxic masculinity, to cover this topic.
The fuck are you talking about?
And
get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Being toxic.
I get it. I don't know if that's being toxic, but I wanted to couple it up with something that I saw on Twitter as well. So, because Elon Musk stated that using the term cis or cisgender is now considered a slur. Right, exactly.
It's a slur now?
It's now considered a slur, which a lot of, I don't know, a lot of people don't even know this, but cisgender, which is a terrible term, has been used to describe straight people because it's the opposite, they feel, of trans. And I feel like there's just not enough people in the trans community to worry about having an opposite. There's enough. The opposite of straight is trans, but we don't need it the other way around. So most people using the word cisgender are also the ones that are quick to use things like anti-science, anti-vaxxer, election, denier, things like that. This weaponized language that we need to push back on.
What does the word cis mean anyway? I don't get it. You know that?
Cis means, hang on a second. I do remember this. One means outside of, one means inside of. So cis, so somebody was arguing with me. That this is a scientific medical term. And that's the thing. It's actually not. It is. So
made up bullshit as usual.
No, I actually, back in the day, I was a pre-med student because I planned on becoming a veterinarian, and I had to go through all my sciences, and then there was just so much math, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. So, but cis and trans are used, they're geometric. Hang on. Yeah. So you're going to say this wrong. Isomerisms, and they're used as opposites. So it is a scientific term, but it was never used. It's not used medically, and it's not used for gender. It was just adopted. So
I have here, it says cisgender, or
it's using chemistry.
It says here cisgender, or simply cis, is an adjective that describes a person whose gender identity aligns with the sex they were assigned with at birth. Transgender, or simply trans, is an adjective used to describe someone whose gender identity differs. Okay, so basically, I've never heard of this before the year 2022.
Exactly, and that was my argument, that people are like, oh, it's been around forever. And I said, no, it hasn't. It's never been part of our common language. So we don't commonly use this. This is just another adopted term to put another group into a category and use another label. It does not need to be part of our language.
No,
it's not necessary.
No.
But
what does it mean to? I mean, what does it mean to be a so we're talking about being what is it? something man or what? Toxic masculinity.
Yes, so that actually aligns with what we're talking about.
What is
believe it
that?
or not.
So
So yeah, so I feel that I'm refusing to acknowledge cis and cisgender. I think it's ridiculous,
acknowledge
and
me.
I think pushing back against these things is really important. And hello, everybody joining us late.
Weren't you
Appreciate
arguing with
it.
somebody on social media about that?
I was, yeah. I don't think it's necessary. It's an unnecessary label, yet another label. And you know, like certain generations grew up not wanting to be labeled, and we still don't want to be labeled. So label after, and today they think it's okay to have label after label after label after label. So Gam says he thinks toxic masculinity exists because people let it exist because of what the elites tell us, which causes the furthering of the divide between the left and the right.
Word.
I would agree with that. So what I think, and I could be wrong, but and you know, I had people weigh in on this, but I think toxic means poisonous, dangerous, harmful to others. So if we really analyze what toxic masculinity is, in my opinion, it means the weak men, the ones that are not strong, the ones that cannot protect us, the ones that are weak-minded, weak-willed, the ones that go along with everything, the ones who come up with these terms, cisgender, and the ones who don't push back against it and allow our language to be destroyed and don't stand up for themselves. I think those are the toxic masculinity. Those are the ones we got to worry about. That's just my opinion, but they are those to me, those are the men that cause the problems. They cause issues in society. They cause damage to other people. They destroy entire everything. So
I've seen many situations where very weak men, it's weird. It's like all right, so let me just put it this way. So I don't want to use examples of people who might hear this, but I know of a couple a long time ago who the woman was very, very strong, very tough, very strong. And she wanted somebody who was along the lines of exactly what she wanted, what she believed. Like she was very liberal. Does that make sense? Like super ultra left liberal. And so she had this dude with a man bun and came into her life, and you know, they got married very quickly, very shortly. And this dude wasn't allowed to do shit. And the funny thing is that this is what she wanted, right? She wanted this man, this weaker version of what I thought was a man. Because when I saw her with him, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then she cheated on him with some alpha male type dude.
of course.
Got pregnant by the alpha male dude.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And then she got pissed off because the alpha male dude just fucking bounced. I just say, I'm not saying that's cool, but fuck.
Because she wanted to control somebody.
Right. So now, you know, let's call a baby Aiden, because that's my son's name. Aiden is her life or whatever. You know how they end up tattooing it on their forearm.
Well, that's the guy who's weak. That's his he should have put up boundaries.
He's still there.
Yeah. Oh man.
What a puss, dude. Let me tell you something, brother. He's still there, and he's raising the kid that the other dude banged out, like popped out, like it was his own. It's so bad. So fucking bad.
He's not a tree. He could leave.
Well, he could.
He's not a tree. So Ali says he can kind of get what toxic masculinity means in some cases, like men showing emotion is bad, for example. But the phrase has been used horribly by SWJs as a way to demonize men. So I would disagree with emotion being bad. I actually think emotion is good, and it does not demonstrate weakness. Matter of fact, if you are strong enough to be upset, to be angry, to cry, to admit that you're lonely or, you know, not where you want to be, that takes a lot. You know, somebody who just chokes all that back, that's easy to do. But if you are a strong person and you say, hey, you know what, I need something right now.
Yeah, I cry.
That takes a lot of strength. So I would say that's actually a sign of strength. Yeah. So, but I also think if people are going to say there's a toxic masculinity, then of course, you know, we got a trans and a cis. There's a toxic femininity out there too.
Is there?
I think that is the exact group labeling these people.
Oh.
as such. And yeah, I do believe in that. I believe in equal rights. I don't believe in feminist rights where, certain group, whether they're trans or of color or women, I don't believe they should get more rights than somebody else.
J-Hole says when Bambi's mom got killed, he teared up. I respect that, sir.
Absolutely.
I cried when Mufasa died.
It's a real man right there.
That's why I got Mufasa on my arm.
For me, it was the you stay, I go robot. Do you remember that robot?
No, what is that?
Oh,
the commercial.
No, it wasn't a commercial.
It wasn't a commercial.
No, that was actually a movie. He was on a commercial too, but yeah, it was
very sad.
Oh, yeah, it was such a good movie. You stay, I go.
I go. I don't remember that.
It was not done. Iron Giant, the Iron Giant.
Oh
my God! But I can't remember who I was sitting with, but they were laughing at me. They're like, it's a cartoon. Why are you crying? I'm like, it's so sad.
Bro. Listen,
it's like ugly cry too,
I was watching. So have you seen Ted Lasso?
Oh my God, yes.
So me and my wife, we actually. So a buddy of mine was like, Ray, you got to watch this show because he knows I love football. Like not football, not fake football, American football, like football. And I was like, yeah, I have Apple TV, but I really don't watch it much. And my wife,
like Irish football, the place at 4:30.
Yes.
And then you meet at the pub with your friends and your mates.
So I started watching this, and it is one of my very fucking favorite shows.
Yeah.
Of all time. And let me tell you why, brother. Because
tell me why, brother.
Every single episode of Ted Lasso has something productive, whether it be sad, whether it be getting over depression, marriage, the team working together. Like it's just such a feel good show.
So it was a hero's journey for all of them,
right? In different ways. So the reason I'm getting to
fucking Kent. Sorry.
Oh, so that is so for those who know me personally,
he's the writer. You know that, right?
I know. Trust me. My wife got me. Well, she's gonna get me. I think she may be getting me a Roy Kent coach's jersey, the black one.
Yeah.
That he wears it. Oi. Anyway, fuck.
Whistle.
Yeah, he can't whistle. So I'm gonna advise you guys on something. For those looking for a good show, and I can't spoil. Yeah. I won't spoil. It's only 3 seasons long. 3 seasons long. It's 12 episodes, and each episode is like an hour long, which is great. Yeah. Listen, this show is something that I've been looking for a long time. It's something that has just like all these really good moments in it. And you learn something, and it's so much fun and so well written. And
it's a good example of masculinity.
Yeah, but there's no agenda.
No.
Either way.
Mm-mm.
I mean, there are gay characters and there are straight characters and stuff like that.
There's everything there.
But it's great.
It's a very good example of masculinity, male bonding, femininity. I love what they did with the female characters.
Teamwork.
All the female characters were very strong in their own way.
Can I ask you a question?
And they had the centerfold. They portrayed a centerfold in there as incredibly intelligent and entrepreneurial, which is not what you normally see for a girl who's modeled naked.
May I ask you a question?
What?
Is Rebecca your girl crush?
Rebecca?
The boss.
I would say, yeah, I like Rebecca, but I also like
Keely.
Because she's just so can do.
She is such
a can do.
She's so cute, right?
And
she's adorable.
She is, and I love how they wrote her. I love how they wrote her character. And by the way, there's a lot of people here agreeing with me on Iron Giant. Thank you.
The reason I mentioned there was one episode, I'll just mention one thing without a spoiler. There was one episode where it was movie night, and you have all these really tough guys sitting in a room bawling.
Yeah.
Remember that episode? Bawling at the Iron Giant.
Yes.
And
hi, Brian.
Oh, what's up, Brian? Yo, it was so good, but this is a show that you can watch together with whoever you love, and I guarantee you it has everything. It has something for everybody. We're already on season 3. We're halfway through, and my wife is like, "What are we gonna do now that we're
just rewatch it again, start it over again, watch the whole thing."
It's so good.
So, as a writer or somebody who went to school for film writing, do you know why that show's different?
Why? Tell me.
Okay, so the protagonist or the main character in a story is the one that usually starts the conflict. Because conflict drives
Rupert?
no, the conflict drives the story ahead. So the protagonist, you have protagonist, antagonist. So the protagonist is Ted Lasso. So the difference, this is a very different show. Ted Lasso comes in and solves the conflict. He diffuses the conflict. And that's why it's so feel good. So
But there's also conflict within him. So he's not
there is.
perfect.
He's got an inner conflict and he solves the outer conflict, but he has to go through his own inner conflict too. So that's his own personal journey. But the outer conflict, he's all about peace and harmony and working together, and winning isn't the end all be all. So yeah. Anyways,
I'm sorry, real quick before you finish. One of my favorite characters is not my favorite. My very favorite character is Danny Rojas. Football is life. Oh, I love that.
Football is life.
Football is life.
Football is life.
Please watch this show, guys, if you haven't, man.
I actually like Rupert. I think Rupert did a great job.
Ooh,
the
evil.
heels
will make your baby off your heel.
The heel are integral to having a good show. And if you watch Rupert and you watch any of the behind the scenes, you can tell that he seems like a good dude.
Yeah, because the worst heels.
And he's so Darth Vader in that third season.
I told my that's funny because that's so funny. I call him Satan when he walks in. Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but Nathan and
yeah.
It's very Star Wars, so you get a little bit of everything. It's just so great, and I guess I keep saying my favorite character. Everybody's my favorite character, but Roy Kent. For those who know me personally, April, before you met me, I was a lot like Roy Kent, like really internally angry, like oi, like I was a growler. Even my wife says it, and I've changed a lot.
Well, so did Roy in the show. And Alex is asking if I have plans to write for a movie or TV series in the future. I actually just wrote 2 seasons. I took my own book, Monty, A Tale of No Tale, and I did an outline for 2 seasons of TV based on that. So kind of seeing if that goes anywhere. I don't know if it will, but I'm trying. So that I wrote recently. So I had a meeting with some executives from, the Cartoon Network a month ago. So we did have a sit down, and that was kind of cool. They didn't jump for joy over it yet, but that's kind of how it goes. So we'll see.
Okay.
So, it is what it is.
Oh, we have some.
We have some boobies. We have some boobies. Oh, thank you. We Twitch on Twitch.
Oh yeah, baby.
So, thank you for your cargoes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for subscribing and being on our show. We have, it's nice. It's nice when you say you love us, but it's also really great when you subscribe because it kind of helps us pay our hosting fees, and we love you for that.
And again, I apologize if I see like I'm off. I'm having issues like talking. My throat.
You're great.
You think so? I have like low energy.
Right. You're lovely. So I have a theory. If you guys want to hear a quick theory before we go into the other things,
relativity.
So, because I'm not super political in that I don't really care about the politics aspect of a lot of stuff going on. I care about the bigger picture aspect. Like a lot of times I don't even know what's going on with the politics part.
Right.
But this is something I wanted to bring up to you guys. So some people know about manifesting. So the best way to manifest is when you actually feel legit emotions for something. So when you manifest, you want something good, you try and visualize it and feel the excitement and feel the thrill and feel the joy, right? Well, unfortunately, that works the other way around too. So when you are emotional, that's when you manifest. Whether that is good or bad, it will bring more of that to you. So by using distractions like what's been going on, like race and gender and all this stuff to divide and keep us emotional and angry and frustrated and sad and depressed. By using these things and constantly inundating our energy and keeping us at a lower level, it keeps us at a very low vibration, and we manifest bullshit, and more sadness and more depression and more anger.
True.
And that's one of the things we're going to talk about today, is how to get away from that. So if you want to be healthier, you have to have a higher vibration, because like stress is linked to pretty much every illness there is. And we have talked about this before, but for people just joining us or listening, it's called dis-ease. And it starts at a cellular level. So when your cells are at dis-ease, they start to manufacture things like cancers and illnesses. So it's really important that you learn to be at ease. And it's important to understand how your emotions play into everything all the time. So the news and the social media, and there's bots on social media, there's sock puppet accounts. They're paid for. They're part of, somebody has been hired to go out there and argue with people to try and turn their opinions, against whoever, that is the thing. A lot of times you'll find yourself arguing with a bot, especially if there's numbers on the end of that name. But to keep your energy at a lower vibration, and then you spread that. You know how it is. You have that one person at work, right? Who's kind of shitty. We used to call them a cancer in the locker room.
Yeah, we have.
And everybody hates working with that person, or they try and get on a different shift as them.
I had one of those guys.
Because that their energy spreads to everybody else. So you really have to kind of work at like putting your block up to like not let it irritate you or catch, their fire catch yours. You know what I'm saying? So when if you want to live the best life, you have to make sure that you manage your emotions. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is really, it comes down to one thing. Successful people understand that they are not machines, and they know how to manage their emotions, and they allow for the fact that they're human, and they allow for having emotions. So, the news took a page out of the pro wrestling playbook. And you don't come away from the news feeling informed and empowered anymore. You come away feeling emotional and pissed off. That's why it's it's anger porn, and there's a reason for that. So
it also desensitizes you, just like pornography does.
It does.
As much as people, say that pornography may be, what is it? What's the word? It's not really dangerous. That's not the word I'm looking for. But it's not really a big deal if you watch a ton of porn and stuff like that. But if you're in a relationship, let's be honest, if you're in a relationship and you're wanking off, as they say in Britain all the time, to this unrealistic sexual fantasy, then when it comes time for you and your wife, or you and your husband, or vice versa, your husband and your wife and your wife to get, to get it on and to make love, you all you have is these visions of this negative fake world that they've painted in the porn industry. And it's the same thing in news. Like you said, cancer. Listen, I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah, my friend was a nurse, and she used to have to like porn detox guys who would come in. They couldn't fuck anymore. When they were with their wife or their girlfriend, and it wasn't that they couldn't get it up. It was mental. Like they had to detox from porn. And
not everybody. Like we have our friend over. Oh, hold on one second. We got some more boobies.
Yeah.
How come it's not playing? Boobies. There you go.
There you go.
Hot knockers.
We have certain people here that say, "Oh, Bigwig says it's not, never had a problem, right?" Or maybe some people may feel they never had that problem. There's certain people that don't. But saying
there's use and there's abuse,
right? But there's also a large majority of people, or a large majority of people that do have that problem.
Yeah.
Because if your expectations are, let me put it this way: if your expectations are that you could be sitting next to a woman on the bus and she glances over at your cock and all of a sudden she starts jerking it, that shit doesn't really happen in real life, like out of the blue. You feel me? Or the cable guy's not gonna come over and give you a 12-incher all the time. All the time. I don't know about Colin, but you know, he gets it all the time. But neither here nor there.
And Winona says it also gives you a false reality of what a decent sized penis is. Woohoo!
Yeah, I mean, listen, listen. The truth is this. That's fucking funny.
Thanks, Winona. You're always
that's a good one, Winona. That's a good one. Not everybody is as well hung as Colin.
Well, there you go.
You know, it's a tripod.
But anyway,
hey, look who's here. Marvelous Wolf.
Wolf, hello, Wolf. You're joining us this week. Thank you.
Buddy?
Oh yeah, happy birthday to you.
It's his birthday?
It was his birthday last week.
Shit, man. That's right. Yeah. Good to be 20 in the 20s again.
Happy birthday to you.
Birthday.
We missed you last week. Happy birthday, dear Wolf. Oh, happy birthday to you.
Yes. Does he get boobies?
Many more.
What?
Yeah, so I'll just finish this little thing up here. What I'm just trying to say is they keep you down, right? It comes at you from multiple angles, right? They keep you down. They jam you full of chemicals in your food that cannot be exported because the stuff in our food has been banned in every other country. And they keep your immune system down. So they keep you on all these meds and shit like that. You're exhausted. You're not fighting back. They're distracting you with bullshit. They're keeping you divided. It's not an accident. So they keep us fighting with each other. We have to be aware of it. So if we're aware of it,
read that comment.
Oh, it also gives you an unrealistic idea of how quickly a plumber will come to your house. And no shit,
that
right?
Is fucking funny.
I'm still waiting for things. I thought it would be like, 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That is hilarious.
Usually there's less than 10 minutes, if you know what I mean.
But yeah. Yeah, so just be aware of that. That's all. I'm sorry. I know we'd rather talk about the realities of porn and the unrealities of porn, but just be aware of that. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated and fall into the bullshit. Okay. And the Weaver says is also it says or how hot your stepsister or brother is. Okay, I'm sorry, that is a genre I just do not understand.
Yo, they have two genres that I'm not getting. They got the hot stepsister, stepbrother, and they also got the stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
No, they got the stepbrother too, and all that stepfather. They got all that.
That all started with the Brady Bunch, I think. Where they were all banging in real life, probably. You got Marsha. Back giving her brother head somewhere in the Brady home. What
was that actually happening? That was right. Okay.
I think there was also that Greg Brady, the oldest Brady, was banging the mom for quite some time.
Get out, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh wow.
But I don't know, like, has anybody ever had a crush on their stepmom? Like, I don't know how that's possible. Like being raised by a mom. God
no, my stepmom was a witch.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how that works. But anyway, those are genres now that are like really fucking popular. See the chat like super going fast.
I
now.
know.
Everybody loves this porno talk, you sick bastards.
Them being sick bastards is why we like them.
I guess.
Good Lord.
Fine. But yeah, man. Don't.
Everyone's saying send nudes. The plumber will come faster.
I've seen some funny shit. Yo, but you know what's funny? All right. Enough porn talk after this. I gotta
Unamas.
The funniest porn, and I've watched it like out of just morbid curiosity. They have like the porn that reenacts like famous movies or famous TV shows.
Yes.
I find that to be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's creative, right?
Somebody did a version of the Batman we grew up watching on TV with Adam West and shit, and the Joker and everything, and it was spot on. But awesome. They all had like big cocks and beautiful pussies. It was incredible. I never seen anything like that shit in my life. But it was so fucking. But it was funny. I don't get off on it. Like,
you don't understand scat and urine porn because you're not German. So
was what is that?
Für einen Scheiße.
What the hell are you saying?
It said, was ist das für einen Scheiße?
I don't know what that means.
What kind of shit is this?
Holy shit! Look. He doesn't have time to get on the show, but he has time to pop up here in the chat. Billy Ray Valentine.
What's up, BRV? I texted you the other day.
Yeah. Good luck, dude. It's Billy Ray Valentine. You could text him, and you won't hear from him for like a month.
Well, I was asking about your radio show. I met a young lady, who is very smart. Who's very smart about tech, and she would probably be a very good fit for you if you're looking for another host.
All right, so Billy Ray Valentine has asked me to send him a link, so I'm going to do that really quickly.
Okay.
So you can jump into the next topic because I think Billy Ray really wanted to talk about this. The topic that what was it? The main topic of the show.
Yeah, cutting out everything and coming back to reality, normal.
And he also wanted to talk about the Khazarov mirrors. So
good, maybe you know more about it than I do. Yeah.
Let me just. I'm going to send it to you now, Billy Ray, on your Twitter Messenger. Here we go.
I heard something on Black Mirror this week, and I heard 2 quotes, and I thought it was really interesting. The first Black Mirror episode was amazing, and the girl says, "I feel like I'm not the main character in my own story." I thought that was some good writing.
I'm sending links. I can't talk right now.
Somebody else sent me something that said a lot of people are single because they're looking for 90s love in 2023 hookup culture.
What do you mean?
I guess, romantic 90s style love, mixtapes or mixed CDs and being courted and
so hard now.
The loyalty, loyalty and monogamy and all that. And I don't know. I don't like the hookup culture. It just doesn't do it for me.
You don't like the hookup culture?
No, it doesn't do it for me.
So you like what we grew up in?
Yeah.
So do I, man. There was
I can't get into the hookup thing. It's just I don't work that way. Like I need like a mental and emotional connection to be into somebody. Like they can be hot as fuck. And if they don't have anything going on up here, like I'm just not into them. I'm just not like.
Can I ask you, like your first boyfriend? I've never asked you this. Like your first. Do you remember your first kiss?
I do.
Out of the blue.
It was after being at the roller rink.
How was it? Like, how was that moment? Was it a good one for you?
I was terrified. I was so nervous. I was terrified. There's so much going through my head at the time. I was like, am I doing this right? Does my breath smell? I was full of anxiety. I totally did not enjoy anything about it. What's going on with this tongue? I was like, no.
Really?
Yeah, my first with all of this, with kissing, with sex, with all of it, I think that you'll find this with most girls. Nothing pleasant about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then maybe.
It's a learned behavior to like learn to enjoy it. Yeah.
Really?
So I could be an outlier there, but I don't know. What ladies in the chat? What do you think?
I feel like I had a really, really good experience.
Yeah, because you're a dude.
Yeah, but
the whole end game for you when you're teenagers is trying to kiss the girl first, winning, and then trying to have sex with the girl. Big time winning. I
actually saw, the proverbial fireworks.
Yeah.
Her name was Lauren. She had blue eyes, dirty blonde hair, huge boobs. Just pretty as all hell. And we were walking down Grand Street. This is Manhattan, next to the East River. And I remember I just turned around and I told her straight, I said, Lauren, I really would love to kiss you. Just like that. And she just kind of like turned her head and oh man, it was I don't know. She told me like years later, it was actually a really nice first kiss. So I'll take it. I suck now probably, right? Right? Was Jen?
Wolf was saying, "Have you ever kissed anybody that doesn't know how to kiss?" I think we've all had that tragic, unfortunate experience. Well, yes.
All right, hold on one second.
Terrible.
All right,
so terrible.
I'm gonna bring our friend in with this.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is from the most infinite of fringes. Ladies and gentlemen, his America is unplugged. We have the one, the only, the man who paints the visions of alien life forms in your mind. It is Billy Ray Valentine in his happy little place. What's going on, Billy Ray? How are you today?
That's my favorite intro of all time.
See, April thinks it's whack.
It is
I
whack.
love it. That's why I love it, though.
Hello.
You
You got a happy little cloud in your happy little place?
Happy little cloud. Happy
little cloud.
happy little trees.
Happy
You guys ever heard the Bob Ross conspiracy?
No.
Oh, please talk about why I play
We got
this in the
conspiracy.
background.
Hang on, I need my tinfoil hat. Hang on. I don't have one right now.
Where's Hecklefish? You got
I
Hecklefish?
know.
I just put her onto that, Billy Ray. That Wi-Fi is Wi-Files.
There you go. There you go. So apparently, this guy Bob Ross had a picture. I forget which one it was. You know, because he always had these, you know, like scenery and stuff. And one of them, he called something about a forest or whatever. Turns out that exact same forest is a forest where several people were killed and buried. Mm-hmm. And some people are speculating that Bob Ross was a mass murderer that killed people.
Oh, yeah.
Them in this place.
And did he bury them in happy little places?
Yeah, you know,
on top of with a happy little tree on top of them.
He needed to do something as an outlet to get this stuff out of his system. So to not kill so many people, he would go ahead and draw. Hey, I didn't make this up. It's on Instagram. Go check it out. I forget who.
Dude, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
It has to be.
I've read my height, my breast size, and my age on the internet, and that's all wrong, but it must be true.
It has to be true. I believe it. So please don't ruin my perception of any of this.
I like that theory.
Let me
it gives them a badass edge.
Let me share this with you real quick, guys. If you haven't seen this really quickly. Hold on. Let it play out.
We're going to use a fan brush here, and I want you to take some hunter green, and we're going to put a happy little bush right down over here, and that'll just be our little secret. And if you tell anyone that bush is there, I will come to your house and I will cut you.
There you go. Wow. So it's funny because you know he was an ex-military man, right?
He's probably got 52 confirmed kills.
Yeah, he fought in the Vietnam War. So the reason why Bob Ross
confirmed kills.
the reason why Bob Ross speaks so quietly was because all he did was scream and all the PTSD from the military. So he took it down a notch. But yeah, he probably wore a couple of people's human skin as a jacket.
Wow.
I fucking love Bob Ross. But anywho, what's going on, Billy Ray?
Nothing. Everything is cool. I didn't necessarily want to talk about anything. And we were like, he wants to talk about all this stuff. I don't know anything about the mirror thing. Ray just put me on.
You didn't see the video?
I did see the video, but I still don't know. I mean, that's all I know about it.
What'd you think of Hecklefish?
New to me.
You like Hecklefish?
And that's it. April, I didn't get your text. I am so sorry.
He did get it. He
I
just
didn't. I actually didn't. I tell Ray I got your text and I just haven't answered that. But your text, I definitely didn't get it. I'm so sorry. I got a new phone. I switched over to Verizon. I'm a winner.
Well, then you text me. You text me, so I can respond to you.
Do you still have an iPhone?
Same number. You're good. Yeah, I just don't know why you got it. I mean, I just got a new phone, so maybe that has something to do with it. Regardless, we're launching the radio station, but in a company to the radio station, we are having a conference here in New York City. And tickets will go on sale next week. It's going to be awesome. And Charlie Robinson is headlining along with Richard Gage, formerly of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. It's going to be on September 9th here in New York City. More presenters, of course, Don Jeffries, Tony Arterburn. I'll be there. A couple more people. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. So all that's to come. And April's a part of Free World. If April was closer, I'd have her there. What we're going to do is we're going to come down to you, April.
That would be great. My free state of Florida.
Free World 2024 in Florida. We'll do that there. And we'll
so it's Free World FM, right?
Freeworld.fm. Yes, absolutely.
Freeworld.fm.
Right.
So Lady Liberty Libby, she's got a pretty good following on Instagram, and she's really good at predicting what's going on with tech and banks. Yeah. And pretty far out to the point, where she's been obviously labeled disinformation repeatedly, which is usually a good sign of confirmation.
Sounds like our type of people.
Yeah, she's going to be on here next week, and I was telling her about your channel because she was thinking of starting a podcast, and I was like, well, you might want to talk to my friend about having your own show.
Yes.
Yep. So
No, I will
This is
definitely
right
talk
here.
to her. Thanks for the hookup. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So she does her research and she digs deep too.
Awesome.
So she's
I
up,
can't wait to listen to your show next week. It's going to be fantastic.
yeah, she's up with all the bricks and what's going on with Chase and all that. Sharia law, banking, like everything. So
Damn, we might have her on Unplugged. You got to come back on
yeah.
Unplugged, April. Everybody loved you when you came on. You got to come back on.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'd love to be back on.
Awesome.
You know what's so funny?
What's that?
Never been invited.
To America Unplugged?
Never, not once.
You want to come on?
I'm off the following week. I think
It's on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern.
the middle week of July.
Live.
I'm gonna be off on a staycation.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be home podcasting all week because that's what I want to do. I'm serious. That's what I'm gonna do. I want to
That's
jump
what
on
my
every
wife told me. Like
podcast.
I'm off this month. I graduated April. I'm done.
Yes, he's
Right?
done.
I am now a master officially.
Clown school.
And,
Clown school.
and I don't start to work till July at some point.
Isn't it great having the break?
So I'm just sitting on I'm not exactly sitting on my ass. I got stuff to take care of, but
He's sitting on his ass.
I have time, now to do some things. So my wife is like, don't go podcasting 24/7.
Oh,
People are inviting me onto their shows and I don't say no, but I have to, I had to postpone some of it because I just didn't have the time to do it. And now I'm doing everybody's show. And now we relaunched the WLR also, we're doing some of that. We're relaunching the PW Hustle because I have the time to do that. There's a lot of things that we're doing. So I've been doing podcasting all the time. So
Well, make sure you're taking care of your wife too.
well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Right,
Otherwise,
okay.
I wouldn't be alive. She's no joke, April. One day you'll meet her.
yeah, she'll
I
punch
hope
you.
so.
She'll punch you right in the dick hole.
Ray, plays the
freaking
Balls
will.
Deep song for Billy Ray.
Play the what?
The Balls Deep song for Billy
Oh,
Ray.
no. Do you know the Balls Deep
Might need
song?
to hear it.
I'll play the Balls Deep song before we get off the air.
What's the Balls Deep song? Jesus.
Yeah.
Are you shitting? me?
Y'all take care of your wives and girlfriends. Happy wife, happy life.
You're not kidding.
No,
What's up, April? What happened?
I was gonna say my friend and I went to a wedding, right? A couple of weeks ago. And there was this guy there who was like, I don't know, middle-aged and a little heavy set, and he was drinking.
Yeah.
And he was the best man. And what he said, we did not expect. But our friend was the last in the group to get married. And he's had such a short but profound thing to say. And one of the, he's talking about how the wives were there and they do not stand behind, all our wives, they don't stand behind us. They stand side by side with us and they draw their swords right there with us. Yeah. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh my God, of course I, how to drink too. So I don't remember the exact conversation that was said, but that part stood out to me because he did this whole salute to everybody's wife and for being a fellow warrior. And I thought, this is an older guy and this was nice to hear.
If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have been able to do what I just did the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Billy Ray Valentine's wife is awesome. My wife actually thinks she's cool, and Jen doesn't like anybody. Billy Ray, this is for you, Billy Ray. You ready for this?
Yeah, man.
I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep in love. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep in love.
Hold on,
I want to have sex with a personality, dry hump her positive traits, give a pound into her feelings, make her mouth salivate. Hey, Tyra, are you listening? We're not talking just the tipping.
Oh. You don't know this song?
No. First time.
From the Cleveland show.
A lot of first timers today for me that I wasn't aware of. So dope.
Great
I never really
show.
watched the Cleveland show. I watched pieces of it here and there.
What?
Yeah, man.
My name is Cleveland Brown.
Right.
On Max. On Max, formerly known as HBO. If you get a chance to watch something hilarious, watch
Barry.
Frisky Dingo. It used to be on Adult
watch your
Swim.
mouth.
So Frisky Dingo is a take on Whiskey Tango, and it's the people that did
Tango?
Archer, the same writers.
Right. Archer was funny as hell.
Archer is a takeoff of the
What is it
Xander
called?
character.
Whiskey Dango?
No, Frisky Dingo.
Whiskey Tango.
Frisky Dingo.
Yeah, it's a take on Whiskey Tango because a guy named Killface comes to Earth and is going to destroy the Earth.
Dope.
And instead of using Whiskey Tango as his, detonation, he uses Frisky Dingo. So
I would definitely watch.
So
yes, it is. They're like 13-minute episodes. They're hilarious. Yes, that's him. Welcome to your doom.
I like this guy.
Yes.
This is how you.
Cool that you watch shit like this.
Yes.
Yo, Billy
Yes.
Ray, isn't this how you look naked?
Not quite, but close.
I'm touching you.
This is one of the best cartoons and most entertaining that I have probably ever watched in my nerd life. And you guys will thank me for it.
I believe it, man. I can't wait. Eric Andre has a new show, a new season that is. If you've never watched Eric Andre, go do that. It's dumb as hell, but it's so dumb stupid that it's funny. So go watch the Eric Andre show. And you mentioned Black Mirror. That's brand new.
Yes.
And people were canceling their Netflix subscriptions because of how terrifying the first episode was. Apparently, I haven't seen it. I can't wait. I think
I loved it.
Oh, you loved it. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. I think it's the best show.
Yeah,
that ever came close to being the Twilight Zone. Like, it's so close to it.
Really?
It's modern Twilight Zone. Charlie Brooker writes those episodes. I would love to study under him because his mind is brilliant.
Incredible. And they got it spot on. They know exactly what's going on. Those people are definitely listening to conspiracy shows. They know exactly what's going on 100%.
They do.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Oh, I just kicked the thing. Sorry if that was loud. I'm sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
Netflix on the very first episode took the piss on themselves with Netflix. So they actually, my friend and I gave them mad props for doing what they did.
Yeah.
Because they really just, they allowed the show to completely make fun of and use Netflix for that first episode.
Wow.
So I think you'll appreciate it. And yes, bigwigs like, don't trust her. She told me to watch Kit Bull and it broke my heart. Kit Bull on the Disney network, I think it's the Disney or YouTube. It's the cutest short film ever. It's a cartoon. It's animated. It's like Kitten and Pitbull. It's called Kit Bull.
Dope. I'll watch that.
This is like Cat Dog.
It's not a heartbreaking thing. It was so cute. It was a happy ending.
Yo, listen.
What's up?
Can you tell Billy Ray Valentine to watch Ted Lasso already?
Oh my God, you haven't watched Ted Lasso? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I haven't watched anything.
Why?
Because I've been busy with school for the past 3 years.
Well, you're over now, Chief.
You're off. Watch something.
I've only been off for 2 weeks. Okay, like I'm trying to figure shit out. I still got things to do. I'm trying to launch a radio station.
Oh God!
So we're getting there.
Where's my check? Where's my paycheck? By the way,
take an hour and watch the first episode, and then see where you go from there.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, actually, watch 3 episodes. That's a magic number. 3 episodes.
3 hours. Watch 3 episodes.
Yes, take 3 hours of your life, invest it, because this is actually one of the very few feel-good shows out there.
Okay,
and very well written, excellent deep characters.
Yeah.
Like Billy Ray, for real. Like you can watch it with your wife. I was gonna say her name. You can watch it with your wife. I was gonna put her out there. Yeah. You can watch it with Amanda. Oh shit. That's not her real name. You'll never know.
So our topic today is how to.
Yes.
Well, actually, I wanted to bring something up before that. We're going to talk about how to detox from the internet. But while you're here, Billy Ray, I suppose that you saw the interesting thing that happened over the weekend, where the powers that be, the big names, all the guys that have voices that have been proponents against the jab, all got together. For once, this is what happens when you unite against Peter Hotez.
No, I'm not familiar.
Oh, okay. So Peter Hotez was one of the scientists that pushed the safe and effective narrative. So, and he pushed it really hard. And on Joe Rogan, JFK Jr. came on to debate, to talk.
Right.
And Peter Hotez got upset that Rogan allowed JFK to be on there. Sorry, RFK. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Let me get this right.
That would be awesome.
RFK, right?
On that show.
That would be right. I don't think that's possible. So
RFK, they happen to think that he's still alive, right? And then
I know, right?
Vice president. So.
You can tell it's the end of the day, and I'm tired, so I apologize. Let me get this right. Anyway, Peter Hotez got upset that RFK was on there because he's calling him a anti-vaxxer conspiracy theorist.
Right.
So Joe invited Hotez to come on and debate RFK Jr., which Hotez said no. So from there, Joe Rogan said, well, I'll give you $100,000 towards
Wow.
a charity of your choice.
Wow.
So any charity that you choose to come on my show and debate RFK Jr. on your stance, your pro-vaccine stance for the COVID vaccine versus what RFK Jr. is saying. Hotez still said no. So then at this point is where it gets really interesting. Then you have all these other voices that jump in with them. So you had everybody from Elon Musk, you had Huberman, I think you had Andrew Tate, you had a bunch of other people are like, I'll throw 10,000 on that. I'll throw 25,000
That's crazy.
I'll throw 50,000 on that.
Let me throw this up here for you guys real quick.
Yeah, I'll throw Tate was the last one. He said, I'll give you $500,000 to debate RFK. So it ended up being something like, I forget, like $1 million for Hotez to go on Joe Rogan and debate RFK Jr. And he still said no.
Incredible.
So what he tried to do is turn around. He went on MSNBC, of course, and they're like, oh, should you really? Of course, MSNBC is like, should you really debate a conspiracy theorist and an anti-vaxxer and give credit to them? And what a bunch of us are wondering is, well, first off, if you're offered that much money to talk about the thing that you are so sure about and such an expert about, why wouldn't you? Especially if it's going to a charity. Secondly, aren't you the one gaslighting if you're calling all these names and then refusing to step up?
Billy, before
scientists are the ones that are gaslighters at this point.
Before you comment, let's just play this little clip here.
Okay.
A top vaccine scientist says he's been the target of stalking and harassment, and he says it started after he called a podcast with Joe Rogan and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. disinformation. Now that escalated into a back and forth on Twitter that even got Elon Musk involved. News Nation's Elizabeth Pran joins us live with more. Elizabeth?
Hi, Kelly. You're right. So the debate over vaccine, it's nothing new, right? It's a tale as old as time. But when we see these global juggernauts get involved is when we see some of these threats really escalate. The one, for example, Dr. Peter Hotez getting confronted outside of his Houston home, video of anti-vaxxers actually yelling at him and getting quite really angry about this particular tweet.
Look at the way they're spinning it right now. Just see it's almost done.
That he sent out. Now, he is a vaccine scientist. This is he's dedicated his life to this. Here is a man who has not only developed vaccines, including one to treat COVID, but he's published hundreds of studies
worked out well.
relating to.
Is that?
That's worked out magnificently.
You know what? I'm not even going to give this place.
Yeah, don't. So intelligent people do not use the word anti-vaxxer. They just don't.
Well, I've seen this guy before, so now I know who he is by looking at him, because he makes the rounds in the media from time to time.
Yeah.
So
he's right up there with Fauci.
I know who this dude is. Listen, ultimately, this is what people do. I find that people that can't defend their point know that they can't defend their point and will not debate. They will not freaking do it. RFK Jr., if you're in the right, should be easy to defeat. Right?
Exactly.
Very easy. You go on there, get $1 million for vaccine awareness for Africa or for whatever they're
child trafficking.
Whatever your charity of choice is, right? Somebody like this guy always pushing vaccines all over the place, right? So right, you want to give vaccines to Africa, $1 million would go a long way, right?
Right.
Beat RFK Jr. or just debate him. I don't even think he had to beat him, right? It was just a debate, and he would get the money.
Debate, right?
And RFK
that's his area of expertise. Why wouldn't he step up and do it if that's what he's been paid for? That's what he believes in, right? Or paid off for, however you want to look at it.
And RFK Jr. has spasmodic dysphonia, which is a voice disorder, right. Which makes it even easier if to roll over somebody, because sometimes to win a debate you don't have to be right. You just have to make you just have to look like you're right, or it's a perception of who won. And that's why I think RFK Jr. is unelectable as the president of the United States, because of the optics and how he speaks, unfortunately. I think that the American public isn't ready for something like that.
Are you
regardless
kidding
of
me?
that.
Have you seen this idiot?
Oh, I don't know.
What's
He's
his name?
brilliant.
Who?
That was on with Biden. Oh, God, the guy got elected to
Fetterman.
Fetterman.
Well, Fetterman got
Yeah.
elected after the fact. Fetterman had that happen to him after the fact. He was already a viable political figure or whatever. RFK. The thing with RFK Jr. is the anti-vax thing, right? They label him with that, even though he really is an anti-vax. But regardless, he gets labeled with that, and he gets called a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
So because of it, he won't have that that reach amongst us, yes, but amongst mainstream America, I don't know if it fits. Regardless, this guy should have went on and debated him and didn't.
Yeah, he should have,
because he can't. He cannot match up to the whatever RFK Jr. is bringing, because RFK Jr. is coming with a place of truth and a place of options for the American people, a place of freedom. Yep. This guy is not. He wants to force these things upon people no matter what. He is the science, just like Fauci says, I am the science.
Yeah.
RFK Jr. is presenting something different. So I mean, it's really simple. Go on there, talk to him. What can it hurt? Yeah. This is what they say, or you're bringing them up. You're giving them a platform. These crazy conspiracy theorists, make them look as crazy as they are. Make them look as dumb as you say they are.
Sure.
Make them look that way. Get in there and do what you do. But he won't do it, and $1 million won't get you to do it. I don't know what to say.
I know, it's crazy. And what if these people, these conspiracy theorists, are so wrong, why wouldn't you debate them to put an end to it? Fauci never would step up and debate either. He was invited multiple times. Quite honestly, the only thing I disagree with in all of this is going to the guy's house. You're not supposed. Don't harass somebody at their home. That is their. That's not okay. It's just not. So I mean, I understand why they did it, because he wouldn't respond, but it's still not okay. Right. So
it makes us look bad.
Don't cross the line.
Yeah, don't do that. Right, exactly. I agree with you 100%. And that's the stigma that we get as quote unquote conspiracy theorists or people with alternative views, right? We get lumped in with, even though the majority of us don't do things like this, but we get lumped into people that go to people's houses and scream at them. Yeah. Don't do that. Stay away. Let's keep the moral high ground. Let's keep the respectful high ground and win with the ideas, not necessarily with actions. Let's win with ideas, and prove where we're coming from.
Yeah. Today's warrior is best to fight with a microphone, a blog, a video camera, and social media, and a cool head and real researched facts. So that's why all these souls have, either offered to come forth now or been recruited. So they are the warrior souls.
Very simple, very easy. So this guy has discredited himself, in my view. Not that he was ever credible, and it's real simple.
Hotez, he's got
exactly.
He didn't have credit anyway after people started dying.
If you want to take the vaccine, go right ahead and do it. Go right ahead. Like I'm not here to talk you out of it. Go ahead. Just respect the people that don't want to do it. Respect that instead of calling them stupid, and calling them all types of names and forcing your will upon them. Stop that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
The Weaver's Twitch says, I think the issue boils down to this. No one reads anything. There are a million reports related to COVID vaccines and no one wants to read about it, but cite it as gospel. When there's a million contradicting each other, no one is in the position of doing the research. If you don't read it, I'm sorry, I can't breathe, guys.
Yeah,
I just can't cite the source. No, Billy Ray, don't laugh at me, Billy Ray Valentine. I actually have.
I'm worse, bro.
That's true. A lot of people don't read it. And I mean, like
you have hold on, time out. You have the whole the sore throat and the breathing gimmick?
No, I don't have that.
Oh,
I can't. I have a hard time seeing things sometimes. That's all.
Oh, so only I can't breathe right now. Anyway, but he's right. Anyway, continue.
So, well, the first off, you're not wrong, Weaver. But I would say that there are some people who do read, and
I don't read.
The average person doesn't, or they just quote sources like mainstream media sources instead of going to .edu, .org, those types of sites and finding actual peer-reviewed medical research. The BMJ, these are you have to go where it's actually credible, where you know that things aren't bought and paid for. And unfortunately, a lot of we've found that a lot of resources were bought and paid for. Reuters, fact checkers, mainstream media. A lot of where we put our trust in, we found out firsthand is not trustworthy. A lot of these things were sponsored by Pfizer. We also found out that the ingredients list of the vaccine was missing. So this was a problem. There's not, if you can't read it, if it's not there, you don't know what's in it.
It'd be funny if it's just like corn syrup,
right?
That's all
it's just corn syrup. It's corn syrup and saline. You'll be fine.
I had a gentleman on actually that I have to edit the episode and throw it up. I have to do it today or tomorrow. Was talking about the placebo effect, and just like Ray just mentioned, like you could put corn syrup into something and lead people to believe that it's something else, and sometimes it works. Depending
it works
on
a lot of times,
right? A lot of times it works depending on the person and their level of investment into something like this. So his name is Dennis O'Connor. He was a good guest, broke it down very well or whatever. I'll put it up on the Fringe by tomorrow at some point, Lord willing. Anyway, sorry.
There was a doctor, and hi Fred, thanks for joining us. Everybody who's coming in late, we appreciate you.
And by the way, I can stay on a little longer today because Jen is actually hanging out with her friend. They went out. She's over at her house getting drunk and watching girl movies.
Dope.
All right.
So I'm here for the long haul.
There was a doctor that back in the day, and I don't remember what year it was, but it was a while ago. And he would there's people that didn't know what was wrong with them, and they would come to this doctor who could perform miracles. And he would cut into them and perform surgery, stitch it up, having done nothing, and they would get better. When they came back, he'd say, "How do you feel?" And they say, I feel better. I feel like I'm healing." Because there's a psychosomatic, placebo effect of having been through the surgery, having gone through being cut and stitched and the whole process. They believed that they were better. They believed whatever had happened was gone.
Right.
So the mind is so fucking powerful.
It is.
The body follows the mind. The mind doesn't follow the body, and people don't understand that. Like we have Jedi mind powers.
Agreed.
We just are not skilled enough, and we're not told that we have this. This is our first eye, not our third eye.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have junk DNA. That's there for a reason.
Right.
The spleen is not a useless organ. It actually is there to help you hold your breath a lot longer. So these things that we've been told are not true. They're there to dumb us down and make us think that we don't have the powers that we do. Yeah. We have a lot more mind power than we realize. This is why when you think of somebody you haven't thought of in a long time, they reach out and contact you.
If I may jump in there, because again, we all have different thought processes when it comes down to this, but also I'm thinking about this on a more spiritual level for me personally as a Christian, where I agree with you. I believe that the brain is we don't use most of it, so we there are a lot of things that our body can do that we put limits to, that we don't believe are possible. But also my personal belief is that we have God made us in his image, and not to say that we are God, but we have the Spirit of God in us, and within that there's healing. That's where faith comes through. So a lot of people have this whole thing that you have to depend on. I'm not saying don't go to your doctors, I'm not saying none of that shit, but believe it or not, man, faith, spirituality, and also science, if you put those things together, it's amazing what we can do, what we can accomplish on our own when it comes to getting yourself physically better and mentally better. And we're going to talk about that. That's going to be one of the main topics that we're going to also be discussing.
Go into that, because you took a week off.
Yeah,
you're burned out, right? Tell us about that.
Well, it wasn't I was burned out. I want to be balls deep with my wife, but I do it every once in a while. I've done it before where I just take time where I'm not really on the social media. Maybe hold on. My throat is killing me. Maybe on Twitter, I'll be on Twitter for a bit. But I believe that everybody should take time to themselves. When I mean, whether it be a week, whether it could be a month, be a couple of days, depends on what you do. Social media can be a very toxic place. But not only social media, sometimes you need to cut everyone off, and just be with yourself or be with, you know, your wife or your husband or you know, your dog or your cat, and just have that time to reflect, to think about what you want to do in the future, that type of thing. So I wanted to talk about the reverse aspect. So I had a friend recently. He or she shut down, right? But instead of telling all of us who are his friends who care about him, hey, I'm shutting down, I'm disappearing, he disappeared for like 3 weeks. We didn't hear from him, didn't return any text. His wife didn't return any text on social media. We were trying to find out, oh, look at that. Wait, hold on. What is that thing?
This is Apollo.
Apollo.
Yeah.
Why is he so glorious?
He's beautiful. He's a Pomsky. He was made in a lab. Well,
was he really?
His race was made in a lab. They're not natural. He came from Pomsky to Pomsky, but they made him in 2012. It's a Pomeranian and a Husky.
They charge you as if they were not made in a lab, though.
Is it hypoallergenic, that dog?
I don't know. No, probably not. No.
Anyway,
he sheds like a bitch.
So I'm asking you guys this: do you think it's healthy? And we're gonna get into some healthy ways of shutting down. But do you think it's healthy to just shut down and shut out the people that genuinely care about you, your friends, and not say anything? We thought he was dead. We thought something happened to him. We thought there was a death. We didn't know. Do you think
I'm going to offer an insight to that real quick. And while no, that's not good and it's shitty. If he had told people that he was going to do that, a whole lot of people probably would have reached out and tried to talk to him. Mm-hmm. And maybe at that particular time, he just didn't want to deal with anything or anybody else and just wanted to be left alone. So that might have been his way of thinking. So yeah, it's, as Bigwig says, it's a crappy thing to do. It's a terrible thing to do. We actually wrote an episode of Monty on that, where mm-hmm. I was telling you, where, you know, they were all playing hide and seek, and one of the animals went off and just decided they were just going to walk off, and then they took a nap, and the rest of the animals were frantic trying to find. They thought something happened, like they got kidnapped or mm-hmm. something happened. And then when the animal came back, he's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "How could you do that to us?" So, and there's a point to it to tell children, don't do this. Your friends will worry about you. The people who care about you will worry about you. You have to let somebody know where you are.
Right. I told my friend, I told him, I said, listen, if you would have just reached out to everybody real quick and said, hey, listen, guys, I'm going through something. I'm going to be taking a couple weeks off. I'll be fine. You know, if I don't reply to text message or anything, I'm fine. I'm just going through some shit, but I'll be okay. That would have been one thing. Mm-hmm. But like literally he shut down. Even his wife, like I said, didn't reply to us. And it was like, what the fuck? Now I found out what it was. And, you know, I'm not going to say what it was, but it's understandable why this person shut down for a bit and this person's fine now. But I was angry. And the people around him who cared about him, his friends, were also angry. Is it okay for us to be upset?
Yeah, it is.
What do you think, Billy Ray?
Well, I mean, if you don't get a heads up, right, it kind of sucks. But then if you do give people the heads up, right, like April said, they're going to try to talk to you. And maybe you don't want that, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want them to talk to you, be like, hey, what's going on? I know Ray would have done that.
Shut up.
What's going on? How you doing? Is everything okay? How can I help you? You know, that's just what Ray does. Right.
And that's even more exhausting sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, but I know how to back off. I know how to back off if I have to.
But, I know, but other people don't.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And some people just don't want to hear it. You know, I've never shut down that way. You know, I was telling my wife the other day, because I'm not feeling 100. I haven't been feeling well lately, and I'm tired, right? And I'm a bunch of other shit, right? And it would seem like I'm depressed. I'm like, but I'm not depressed. I just feel like shit. But in my mind, I'm very happy. You know, I'm like, I'm good. You know, and so I understand the depression aspect of it from a different scope. I've been with people that are like that, you know, that experience that. I'll disengage for a few days, you know, and that's just because I don't want to be on my phone. And that's why sometimes, like, it's become like, before I got involved with school and before my show took off, I was going to get a flip phone, because I thought that'd be the way to go. You know,
you can't text back.
right? You know, and
I mean, you
can't
can.
do
It's just
that.
like A,
Yeah.
B, C, A.
I can't do that now. You know, like I just literally cannot. Like my lifestyle will not allow for it. You know, I would have to cut out so many different things that I'm not willing to cut out. So I have to get this phone. But sometimes, you know, I don't reply back, and I'm really bad at replying back. Period. Right. But sometimes I don't want to be on my phone.
Yeah.
Just leave it to the side.
And
I go do something else, or I will literally walk city blocks for hours upon hours.
That's true. You'll show up on my job for no reason.
So sometimes I'm just walking. I'm like, oh, there goes Ray's job. Let me just go say hello.
Yeah.
You know, and I have my headphones on and I'm gone. I'm either listening to music or listening to podcasts or listening to an audiobook, and I'm literally gone to the point where people see me on the street and they're like, why did you snub me? I'm like, no, I didn't snub you. I didn't see you.
Right.
I have no idea that you're there, even though we were face to face almost, you know.
John Cena.
I'm gone. I'm gone somewhere else. And sometimes you need that, right? Sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Take that time. So what I would do is, right, if I were in the shoes of that person you were mentioning, I just would have said, hey, listen, I'm going to disengage for a little bit, you know, and I'll catch you guys when I get back. I'll hit you guys. And I would have never said I'm going through something. I wouldn't have said anything like that. I'm disengaging for a sec.
You know, you could say this real quick. Billy Ray.
Yeah, man.
I'll catch your punk ass down the road.
Catch your punk ass down the road. Right.
That's an inside joke, by the way.
All right. So
what's up?
So how do you recommend going about it in a healthy way where you don't freak out your job and everybody around you?
Right.
To you know, like the Weaver Twitch said after breakup, he did something similar. His job was like frantic, and he learned not to do it that way. And
right. Well, you can't do that to your job. Don't do that to your income.
But you know, how do you decided, Ray, to take some time?
Yeah.
Okay, two questions. What do you suggest with the detox to do it? Sorry. How do you suggest to do it? And how do you suggest to do it for people who their job is to work online? They have to be on social media.
Ooh,
myself.
I have a list of 13 different ways of dealing with like shutting down and making it a positive you know, gimmick, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I'm reading your comments too. I just didn't want to cut in while everybody was talking. Sure. But if you guys have suggestions on this topic or these two topics, and hi, where's my rum buddy there? Yes, you do have a flip phone. So Jamie joined us late. So if you guys have suggestions on how to shut down and you also have suggestions on how to shut down and you still have to work online and deal with that kind of stuff, let me know. Because I know a lot of us, I was telling my one friend, we were talking, a lot of us are personal and our professional blends on social media, on emails, with everything. You know, it's all, there's a very, there's no line, there's no divisive thing there. Right. So what have you got?
All right. So one of the things that I love to do, and I shut down, usually I do this on Thursdays. I'm serious. Every Thursday I shut down for a couple of hours. I don't talk to anybody. I don't text anybody. I already know. I just listen to music or podcasts, usually podcast. And I do this, tidy up. I clean. I do laundry. Do something productive. Tidying up, like we were discussing earlier, you know, especially for people that work from home and you want to take some time to yourself and you want to do something productive, you know, cleaning the area around you. This is the list that's here. I want to see if you guys agree or not. But taking time to, you know, reorganize. Like, remember we were talking about earlier, April, before Billy Ray jumped in, reorganize. Make things a little easier for yourself around the house.
Doom piles.
Right. So what do you think of that, Billy Ray? Like tidying up, maybe doing some laundry, cleaning. Laundry is one of my favorite things. I told my wife that's my job. I love doing that. I love it because I just listen to my music. There's something melodic about just watching the machine going. Nobody.
Hate doing laundry more than anything in the world.
But you had an incredible denim wall. I mean, I love folding. Don't you love folding?
I hated folding. I hate it all. Okay, maybe when I get to the point that I have my own house and I have my laundry, I mean my machines in my home, I will hate it less. But going to a laundromat is the most depressing thing on the planet.
Why?
For me, because it sucks. I hate it. You sitting there watching those stupid ass machines.
Yeah.
No, it's not for me.
Love it.
But everybody has something different. So if that works for you, that works for you.
I have my own machines. I still hate it.
By the way,
it still sucks, right? But I think it sucks a little less, maybe, like because going to a laundromat is the worst. I had this idea. Maybe we'll go into business one day, April. It's a disco laundromat.
Oh my god!
Oh, that exists
so
already.
Fuck them. We haven't done it. When we do it, we'll do it better. So a disco laundromat, that a midnight laundry.
Yep.
The lights go out. We're selling some liquor in the back. The whole freaking deal, and everybody's doing their laundry. Freeworldlaundry.com. It's all that.
I like it.
Right. So we're gonna make some money. We're gonna make it exciting. But no, I hate doing that. So you know what I do? I walk my dog. Walking my dog is dope. Some people like to work out. I hate working out, but some people like to do that. And that gets their mind off of it. Or you can do meditation. Yoga is dope. Go do some hot yoga, some Bikram yoga. Mm-hmm. That'll take your mind off of everything.
I'm in Florida. Fuck that.
Just go outside and do it.
Right. It's really hot. You just go outside and do the Bikram.
All yoga is hot yoga here.
So go ahead and maybe do that, or do some qigong. Right, that shit is dope too. There's several different ways of doing it. I hate doing laundry though.
How about it?
What's up?
I was gonna say, how about I just, after you're done with your point, I'll just read the entire list.
Read the list.
You guys just pick out the things that you think is it works. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Number 2 is write it all down. Take some time to yourself. Write down, what you want to do, things you want to improve on, so on and so forth. During your spare time, kind of put your thoughts on paper. Number 3, what Billy Ray Valentine was saying: move around, move your body, take a walk, go for a run, go for a hike. Keep moving.
Nature is really good for when you're burned out.
Cooking.
Oh, I love to cook. I'm cooking right now.
No, you're not. You're sitting down doing a podcast, you freaking liar. Putting something in the microwave for 30 minutes doesn't work.
Yeah, I made some dope chicken. I'm going to take a picture and send it to you guys. It's freaking delicious. It's my favorite chicken that I make. It's kind of like butter chicken. I use paprika and turmeric. It's fantastic.
That's what I did last night.
How about taking a bath? Delicious. How about a nice long bath?
Baths are dope. Baths are really cool. I like taking baths.
April, you just took a picture of yourself in a milk bath the other day.
I didn't do that's not recent. That was a flashback picture.
Oh, right. And she did that because, for other reasons, not necessarily.
Right. That's not how I actually bathe.
You don't bathe in milk?
No, when I bathe, my hair is up in a bun. I am not cute.
No? So wait a second. Are you telling me, April? See, now I thought this is the way you bathe. You just fill your bath with, look at that thing.
Look at that. Jesus. Yeah. That looks a lot better than what I got going on.
Yeah, I love making it. I like Indian food, so I'll make it.
Butter chicken is the best.
Yeah.
I thought when April bathed, she had rose petals, like gallons of milk in her tub.
No, I've got shampoo bottles everywhere, shampoo and conditioner bottles everywhere. 7,000 bars of soap because I don't know what I'm in the mood for. My hair's on a bun on the top of my head. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people in the chat. A lot of people in the chat right now are saying, "Prove it." I'm kidding. Nobody said that in the chat. How about talk to a friend? Just go out, sit down in front of somebody, and just have a real nice long chat. What do you feel about that, guys?
Depends on who that person is.
It does. I like to catch up with my friends on the weekend, and there might be an edible involved. I don't know.
That's what Jen's doing right now with her best friend.
You edible, you hang out, you watch a comedy show or something. Yeah.
I got one for you. I got another one. How about get crafty? These
are all things that I do.
Painting, drawing,
yes.
Being like Billy Ray. What do you when it comes to creating, instead of like audio content, video content? Is there anything you like to do, like paint or sculpt? You look like a sculptor.
I don't sculpt anything.
Yeah, you do.
No, that's all I do really. Cook and podcast. That's it. I'm not good at anything else.
Check this out. Number 9, listen to a podcast.
That makes things worse for me because I listen to a lot of times they're like gloom and doom podcasts.
Seriously,
like I love
I was
this.
about to say you don't want to
Yeah,
listen to
no. Like
go listen.
I'm a somewhat of a Kabbalist. So there's a from the Kabbalah Center. They do a weekly energy boost, and I love that one.
That's dope if you do something positive like that.
Yeah, like I'll listen to that because they are very metaphysical, and it's like they have a different topic every week. And this week was like consciousness.
Right.
So I'll listen to that. But past that, a lot of
send me that, April. I'd love to listen.
I will. It's great. Every Monday they come out with a new one. But
do your own work, Billy Ray. You find it.
Do your own research, Billy.
How about
the
number
Kabbalah
10?
Center.
How about number 10? Do a puzzle.
Nah, that's out, man. That's
I like that one.
Coloring book too.
Man.
Coloring book.
A coloring book?
Yeah, you could. A lot of people love coloring books. Like they're really into them.
They have adult coloring books too, Billy Ray. That have tons of penises for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it coloring like your stepsister, like you were mentioning before?
No, but close. I have like a sexy Alice in Wonderland coloring book. It's like every Alice in Wonderland character, like they're super hot and trippy looking, and you can color with psychedelic colors. It's fun. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that. Number 11. It says, "Look after your skin." How do you feel about that? Like really like self-care.
Yeah.
Take a bath.
No, but
use one of those gimmicks called a bar soap. Take care of your skin, you stinky bastards.
No, you could do a scrubbing, like the thing, and do like a massage ball and the whole thing.
Yeah.
What about give yourself a massage? Give yourself a facial massage.
See, I'm not big on massages, but I've been getting them lately, and it could be really relaxing if you.
Who's the guy?
Yeah, the loofah.
Right, the loofah. If you have the right person.
La loofah.
Right.
Body brushing. What
do you mean you be getting massages? Is that from the dude that sits in front of your building?
Yes, from him. Don't get jealous now.
Okay. Well,
all right.
A-Track Brown gives you massages when he comes over the house.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
I don't care. All right. Last but not least, it says when you're working from home, get dressed up, dress nice.
No, fuck no.
Right.
That's what this says here.
I'm wearing my pajamas at home. Like if I go out, I'm wearing something nice because I do wear my pajamas when I work from home. But no.
Right, like I like to look good when I'm out with my wife. Right. I want other people to be like, damn.
Right.
That guy has got it together, and I want to be her arm candy when I'm out. Right. When I'm home, I just wear this. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to happen. I need to be chill. And that's I'm not getting dressed up at home. I'm wearing some shorts and a wife beater or something like that, and just relaxing and chilling.
That's so funny. I'm the opposite. Like if I want to feel good about myself, I'll put on like a nice pair of pants, nice shoes, maybe a button-down shirt, even if I'm not going, anywhere.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it does work for some people.
Right. I don't need that. I feel good about myself 24/7.
Winona says engaging all 5 senses is a good way to calm down. Do something that requires you to see, hear, taste, smell, and feel what you're cooking, what you're doing. I was just going to say, thinking cooking. I think that's why cooking is such a
cooking is fantastic. Cooking is dope. Like it can take some work, but
so you can see, hear, taste, and smell that.
I like going to Instagram and getting recipes and doing them. Like I'm gonna make these bagel. It's like a bagel with a egg in the middle of it. I saw it on Instagram.
I know what you're talking about,
right? But I'm gonna make it for my family, and it gets me off, right? That I'm like, they like it. I'm like, you like that? I'm like, great. So even if I can't eat it, I just want them to enjoy it. I'm like, great, you guys like it, and making the presentation of it. I love cooking. Cooking is so much fun.
You should post those pictures, and thank you, War Demon. I appreciate that.
What's that?
He just said something really sweet because I've known him for a very long time.
Okay.
Those are good lists. I guess I'm doing most of that already. But it's like it's nice to take time off where you don't have to be on for anything. Like you just don't have to, and you can't do it when you work online. You have to get back on. Right. And sooner or later, I feel sucked back in. So I've not learned how to. It's constantly a struggle to balance, I guess.
We've never been in a time, I think, in humanity, known in recorded history that we know of right now, where we've been bombarded with so much information at all times.
It's too much.
It can get
propaganda.
Right. Whatever it is, right? Propaganda 9 times out of 10. Our thoughts are not our own 9 times out of 10. Or 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Who knows? but we have stimulation from so many different areas.
Yes, we do.
You know, and
it's overstimulation. That's why we can't read a book. That's why we can't sit through a movie.
Yeah, without a doubt. These are our generation. I think we are the last generation with our foot in both sides of the divide.
Yeah.
We know what it was before and we know what it is now. Unfortunately, those who came after us, they have no idea. They just know what it is now. And they are getting bombarded with stuff 24/7, and it's instant gratification. There is no work for anything. Everything just comes. And there's something to what's up.
No, I was gonna say it's kind of like the generation before us who they used what is it? They used imagination more. They would before the TV. They were the radio generation, the steam engine generation.
Yes, they had the radio talks where you sat around the TV and sat around the radio and listened to a story being read to you. I still love being read to.
Do you really?
Yes, I love when somebody reads to me.
Billy Ray, do you understand the fact that our kids have never not had a smartphone?
Yeah, I know that. I just got them 2 new ones. You know, they've never not. They don't know that. They don't know how to use a dictionary or an encyclopedia. What? They don't know. They don't need it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
They have Google. You know, they have the ultimate encyclopedia in their phone.
But it's so weird. If you look up a definition, I have like a bunch of encyclopedias and thesauruses here. I've got all these books. If you look up the definition, say like on Google or, you know, online Merriam-Webster, and then you look it up on an actual book, thesaurus, you know, dictionary, it's different.
Absolutely. The definitions
it's very different. Yeah, right. A lot of definitions have changed.
Right. And in order to get the true, you got to go back to the source text.
To the books. Yeah.
So and I mentioned this because I've brought it up to the kids, and I'm like, I know you don't know how to use it, and I know you won't have any need for this in the future, but I'm going to teach you how to use it.
Good.
So you told them how to use one?
Just cause I just started.
And you know what? That's bright. It's brilliant for you because you never know. I'm not trying to be bleak or anything like that. But God forbid something happens, that the grid goes down. You know, like Bin Hameen always says, you know, a lot of people need to learn how to chop wood and carry water.
Right.
And that this is the mental version of that. I think that's okay. What's up, April?
Well, I was going to say, societies are shaped by what's going on around them, right? So, you know, 100 and something years ago, societies were shaped by when the sun rose and when the sun set, because that is, you know, and candles and things like that. I'm going to say 150 years ago, because that dictated when people worked, when they ate, when they went to bed. You know, and we had 2 sleep cycles because you had to wake up to tend the fire to survive. You had to stay warm. So now society is dictated by electricity. So electricity dictates everything to us and how we live and how we survive. So, you know, I'm sure people would be confused 150 years ago dealing with electricity, just like we would be confused to lose it. You know, of course, we in Florida lose it all the time. So many of us down here are amateur survivalists because we're used to having to go without it for anywhere from 15 minutes to 15 days. So it's just part of the thing here. But it's always surprising to me how many people can't handle being without electricity and can't survive and can't
handle living with a candle. What?
Exactly. So it's surprising, and you have to understand that you do have to get along with your neighbors, and that people are going to be your biggest problem if we lose electricity. It's not going to be what you think it is. It's going to be people. So
no, you're absolutely right, man. And I think Ray can speak to this. You know, we are city boys. We've lived in the city all our lives.
Of course.
It's a different dynamic, you know, than like Ben when he's up there chopping wood. We don't chop wood over here. We're city boys. You know, we do something completely different.
I'll be chopping news on the train like Ric Flair. Woo.
Right. we don't necessarily get with our neighbors. Sometimes we do, but not necessarily. I have about 100 people that live in this building. I don't talk to everybody, you know, like I keep it moving, you know. But some people I do talk to, some people I am friendly with, you know. And I had somebody on the show not too long ago, Vince Agnelli, shouts to him. He was talking about setting up an alternative economy, you know, for situations where it's needed in particular. And the biggest thing to do is to make that connection with your neighbor.
Mhm.
You know, so we need to do that.
It
You know,
is. It's
I've been trying
important.
to get more active in that role, but a lot of people don't want that.
Somebody's throwing biddies.
Knockers.
Knockers. There you go. You got to give the people what they want. That's why they tune in. You know what
There
I
you
mean?
go.
So, got to do it.
I could do
No,
that
but you're
too,
right.
They'll take money away.
You're right. And Winona says there's some people who can't even tell time without a digital clock. That is just so weird. to
Yo,
me.
my son bugged me out a while ago. Aiden, this kid, I mean, he does not know how to use a digital clock.
I mean,
that's all I have around here because we lose electricity so
Exactly.
often. I hate resetting clocks, so I just have analog clocks.
But that's us. We are old.
Yeah.
And we're not really old, but by age standards, but by technology, that's antiquated technology.
But that's a Florida thing. People get tired. Like if you have an outage every day during the summer with storms,
I get it.
People don't want to
think you're
come home and
absolutely
reset
right.
a clock every day. So we have
I think
analog
there's going to
clocks.
come a point where this isn't a thing anymore. You know, I think there's going to come a point where even music, and I've spoken about this several times, where we don't need instruments to create music, and it's going to be, oh my God, that guy knows how to play a piano. That's crazy. I don't need that. I'm going to go over here to Pro Tools.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
And so it's all of this stuff is fading away.
Yeah.
You know, and the people that came before us said the same thing with the introduction of the television. You know, they were like, all of this stuff that we used to do is now fading away. And we looked at them and say, you know, maybe you're overreacting here. Maybe you're overreacting. But now look, were they right? They were absolutely right. You know, and we're the ones saying, hey, all this stuff is being faded out. There's a problem. And people, the younger generations are like, no, I don't know what you mean. We don't need this. And they don't, but it leads to greater control over these people. Our independence is being taken away the more technology advances. We become more reliant on the system.
Yeah.
As the more it advances, and it takes away our freedom. That's ultimately where we are.
Real quick, guys, I was watching a PSA, an actual public service announcement. I forgot from what year. It was in black and white. It was very, very, very old. And it was introducing the new rotary phones. The rotary phone.
Yeah. Ones
So
where your fingers would hurt after you were calling a bunch of friends.
So it was transitioning. It was a PSA, and it was transitioning from the old, you know, you have to call the operator, and the operator has to patch you into like a 3-digit
My
number.
grandma had one of those phones. She
Right.
never got rid of it. We used to pick it up and like, la, 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 la.
And the funny thing is, it's on YouTube. You probably can find it. And the funny thing is, like, there's this old man that has the old phone, and he's complaining and arguing that this new technology is silly. That why do we need the rotary phones and all this shit? And now, can you imagine? Like this is what we're of that generation of transition. We're that old man with the fucking.
I know.
No, absolutely. You're 100%.
I'm laughing because Fred says finger slips and you rip a nail off. We all know that.
No, and I was talking to my wife the other day because one of my kids is old enough to travel around, and she's on him. He has this self. She is on him. She's like, "Where are you going? What are you doing? What the whole deal?" And I remember I was a lot younger, man. I was 13, and I would go out and disappear, because I had to go to school. I was gone for hours and hours and hours without contact of anybody. I wouldn't talk to anybody until I got back home at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, depending whatever I was doing. Right. And then I got back and then I got on the phone and then my mom saw me for the first, and it wasn't a thing. You were just dude, you disappear for an hour. You don't text somebody back.
There was a PSA. It's on the news. Remember, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Do you know where your children are?
You remember that?
Right.
It's 10 o'clock. Yeah. It's like parents would look around like, oh, fuck, do we know where our children are? Oh, Bobby's not back.
Can I show you just like 1 minute of the intro of this?
Okay. Sure. And you remember in Japan, the kids are riding the public trans and everything at 6 years old. Like everybody's they're far advanced compared to us.
Right. Check this out, guys. It's called The Dial Comes to Town. It's a 20-minute thing. I'm not going to show. I just want to show you the very first.
All right, and then we have to do your story or good news story and wrap it up because I have to get.
I got to go after.
I got to get some food.
Right, I have to feed the kids.
Of course you do. An official PSA.
Love it, bro. Look at that.
I love those phones. They're so satisfying.
Dial comes to town. Western Electronic Recording. You have to talk
Why
like
did
this
they
when you're
talk
talking over
like
these. What?
Yeah.
Let me just fast forward this a little bit. Watch this one portion here.
Hi, folks. Hi, Daddy. Oh, hello, Charlie. What's new today? Oh, same old thing, I guess. Here's a paper if you want it, Dad. Good.
What's a
Oh,
paper?
paper.
Where's Mom, Jenny?
Starting supper. I'm going to help her as soon as I finish this algebra problem.
Not new math.
What's algebra?
She's doing it out. She's not using a calculator.
You know what it says here?
This is it right here.
They're going to take out all our phones and put in them kind with dials on them.
Oh, Gramps, that's yummy. Does it say how soon?
A few weeks, I guess.
And then soon they're gonna be black people living in our neighborhood. Anyway, they're gonna have the colors in our neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood.
I just, you have to, guys, just watch this whole thing. It's so freaking fun, man.
What are you doing watching that?
I like going down rabbit holes, man.
Freaking weirdo.
Me too. That's
You know what?
something
You're a
I would
weirdo.
do.
So let's do this quick little quick story. So a Texas Roadhouse employee who biked 3 hours to work was given a gift, and I'm going to play this right now for you guys. This is very, very cool. So here we go. This is a little video here. Here we go.
This is Samson Adams. As you can see, he's excited. For the last month, he's been working at Texas Roadhouse in Paducah.
So I had no choice but to use a manual bike. And then that went out. And then God came and blessed me with all this.
Samson said he has to support his family, but now his work family and community are the ones supporting him. Texas Roadhouse Community Ambassador Joelle Long says she and her husband noticed he was tired at work. They soon learned his story.
I started picking him up. We started talking, and the more I talked to him, the more I got to know him, the more I loved him, and the more I felt like this guy really deserves someone to just give a little bit of a help.
So she posted his story on Facebook. The community and his Texas Roadhouse family immediately jumped on the opportunity to help.
I thought I was in trouble. I really thought I was in trouble. I was like, oh man, maybe I forgot to do something, or maybe I shouldn't have ate that piece of bread on camera. Something like that. And she was like, no, you're not in trouble. I got news for you. We got you a car. I'm like,
wow.
What? Just basically like I didn't know what to think.
A car. What Samson is calling a true blessing.
Oh my God.
His 3-hour
That's
bike ride
awesome.
to work, now just a 30-minute drive.
30-minute drive.
Joelle says this car is helping his future and his family's too.
Thank you very much, Paducah. Come and see me at Texas Roadhouse. My name is Samson. I would be the best server I could be.
He's good at that.
Love it.
He seems to have
he's got a podcast future.
Seems to have a nice heart, right? But isn't it nice to have nice people do nice things for good people that really, really, people complain nowadays so much, Billy Ray and April, about what they don't have. I'm going to say this. And I forgot where I heard this, but we complain, and I do this too. My job can be hard at times, but the job that you hate, that sucks, can be somebody's dream job.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about, oh, I hate my apartment. I wish it was so much bigger. That homeless person wishes they only had a room to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This meal sucks, man. Oh man, all I have is cold cuts for dinner. What about the starving child? So appreciate what you have. And this kid rode his bike 3 hours to work to support his family. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful thing, man, in humanity. What do you think, Billy Ray? And then April, when we close out.
Super dope. Glad he got a car. He looks grateful as hell. So all good.
Yeah.
What do you think, April?
There was a saying. It's like, I didn't like my shoes until I met a man with no feet.
Oh.
So I think that's a really great story. Thanks for finding it and putting it on. If people were a little kinder and more grateful, I think we would have a little better energy out there for not just them in general, but everybody.
Right.
So thank you to everybody for being here tonight. It was awesome to see you all. We will be back on Wednesday night on twitch.tv The A Show, rumble.com/user The A Show. You can find me on Twitter, April Hunter, and Twitter, Real April Hunter. Billy Ray, where are you going to be?
You know, I'll be in your mama's bedroom.
What? Oh, okay.
You know,
my mama
Robin's
loves you. She said to come back anytime.
Damn. There you go.
She said to bring your friend too.
Ray, that's an invite, brother.
What?
InfiniteFringe.podbeam.com, you know, and America Unplugged, 12 p.m. Eastern. PW Hustle. Go look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, hashtag FWLR. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on social media at Big Ray Hernandez everywhere, Instagram everywhere, YouTube, whatever the hell. Just look me up, Big Ray Hernandez. I will be going back to doing the A Show Extra starting next week, where I'll be talking about women's sports and its effect on American culture. So join me here next week, and I think that's it, April, for my part. What do you want to say?
That's it. Love you guys. Have a good night. See you next week, and see you on social.
See you guys. Billy Ray, stick around for 30 seconds before we go off the air. Okay, buddy? Love you guys. Bye. Boobies. Boobies.
Boobies.